Hello, welcome to our video. Here we are going to discuss about a book, and before that, let us introduce ourselves. My name is Adrian.
My name is Yesaya.
My name is Fidei.
My name is Herlin.
And my name is Faris.
Okay, let's jump to the book. Okay, so now we're going to talk about the cover and the title of the book. Mm, yes, that one. The title of the book is Jane Eyre. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but Jane Eyre is basically the main character of the book. And the cover is quite interesting looking at the like a old English girl. It's pretty interesting. And we got that author name too. What are you guys think about this cover? Like looking at the first time.
She looks
So,
strong. I guess I think
Oh, she looks strong.
strong woman.
Yeah.
I think
Short
it's
hair.
a pretty
What?
simple design for a book. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
it's a
Simple
girl.
cover, you mean?
Yeah,
Uh
cover for a book.
yeah. Looking at
And
this yeah.
yeah,
But
look, I mean, when I look at the cover and the title, I basically assume that it's a story about this girl, which I assume Jane.
Jane Eyre, the title itself, right? The main character and title itself. Yeah. How about Ellen and Yesaya?
I think I think from the cover, I also assume that the book will talk about this woman, which is
Ah,
Jane Eyre life.
yeah, understandable. I mean, the cover, yeah, basically tell the story itself. Like, and then what make us agree to discuss this book? I think it's because the we watched the plot first, right? The synopsis, and then we are pretty much interested in the story,
Yeah, I
even
do.
though
Yes,
it's like yeah, even though it's like 114 pages.
yeah,
Yeah,
It's so boring to write
yeah,
to read.
to read.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's a lot of pages.
yeah,
Pages.
that's a lot of pages. The synopsis
I mean,
is it's enough to
the synopsis
interest
make
us.
me curious what's so special about Jane. So thank for Yesaya, I think, who recommend this book, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you said the best. Okay, sorry, Gordon. And then looking at this, looking at this cover, we already knew what uh, we can predict the story, right? What did you guys predict when you guys first saw the cover? Like the yeah, first predicts.
I saw the cover yesterday. Before we choose this book. When I saw the cover, it wasn't make me interested with the cover actually
Mm,
because it's only show a woman or a girl who stands in front of the big wall and in a yard. But
mm,
I just saw the title and I tried to predict what does this book talk about. When I saw the title, maybe I just thought this talking about um, a woman live alone without a family. I think that's it.
yeah, understandable. What about you guys? The other? What about the other?
I agree with yes, sir. I think so.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, I
looking
mean,
at this, yeah, looking at this cover, mm, I mean, I know this book would be talking about this character. You, I honestly uh interested because that dress is looking very old, and the scenery behind is like a wall, like it's not like a just wall, it's like a castle, you know what I mean?
Castle.
Yeah. She looks like a pretty pretty maybe noble family when I first started thinking about this poster. Maybe she's descendant of a like
Or
noble
maybe
family,
she's
and
a
yeah, and then she
princess.
yeah, yeah.
yeah, and maybe she did something extraordinary, like unusual for the royal family, and then the book just want to talk about it. That's what I think. You guys are
So
saying
it's like,
like what?
sorry.
Oh no,
Yeah,
no, just
I
continue.
think I have the same thought with Adrian. I thought when I saw the castle and the pretty convenient dress that she wore, I think she's at first I thought she from a pretty well family, like a rich family, but I never predict this kind of storyline.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay, no spoiler.
yeah.
Let's
And
go. Let's
oh,
go.
that's it.
and then and then talking about the author, it's on the cover, right?
Yes.
Charlotte. Wait,
Charlotte
I can't see.
Bronte.
Yeah.
Bronte. I don't know.
What do you know about this author? Because I don't know. I don't know thing about her. Because this book
Mm,
is old, right? I
Yeah.
just I don't know this author.
the author.
But the author's name is seems kind of familiar, but yeah, when I Google about her and I know nothing.
Yes, I have searched about the Charlotte Bronte.
Yeah.
Bronte, or no? Yeah,
Bronte.
it's was born was born in on 21st April 1816 and died on 31
Yeah.
March 19 sorry 1855. She was an English novelist and poet and English literature.
Next page maybe. I think the third page of the your
Oh
PowerPoint
yeah,
has the Charlotte Bronte.
sorry. Okay, this one.
Yes.
Mm,
Yeah, it's a pretty old novelist
Very old.
writer.
1855.
It's like 200 years ago.
Yeah, it's like 200 years ago. Even
Wow,
more, right?
she's in the 19th century.
So,
Like that's
Yes, it's
so
the
old.
19th century.
I never know that.
Yeah, but the story, no spoiler.
To be honest, I at, at first I thought she's in the same age as at least J.K. Rowling,
Yeah, I
or
know,
like
right? Maybe this book is like
Old
published
story.
around 1999, 1998, something like that. But actually, it's pretty
oh,
old
okay.
book. And then yeah,
But I think it's amazing. She can make a great story, even though it's pretty a long time ago.
yeah,
in that
great
century.
novel for the time. It's still uh valuable till now, I think. Okay, let's talk about the setting.
Yeah,
Yeah, and then the publisher. It's Smith, Elder and Co. Corporation. Honestly,
Co-
I've never heard about this publisher.
Me too. I don't know.
Maybe all of us, maybe most of us.
Yeah.
Is there any description about the publisher though?
No.
I mean, they sound old, so
Yeah.
the publisher is the same age with the writer itself. So yeah.
Well, actually, it's in Scotland.
Okay, next
Okay.
we're going to talk about the setting. And the first setting is from Gates Hat, Lowood, Thornfield, and Moorhouse. And what do you know about Gates Hat? Anybody wants to share?
So this is basically the place where Jen lived with her aunt and cousins.
Mm,
Yes. Well, where it all began.
Yes.
when the
This is where her aunt, Miss Reed, and her family very cruel, right? The
Yeah, I know,
cruel
right?
opinion toward James.
And even bully her for nothing.
Yes, it's
Do you guys
start
remember
from
about the red room from the house?
yes, yes,
The
yes.
red,
When the chain was locked,
terrible, terrible room, red,
Where
red
Mr.
room.
yeah,
Reed
red room.
when the chain was were
Jane on
locked,
the
right?
red room,
Yeah,
Mm,
that one. Oh,
where the red room is John, sorry, not John, the husband of Mrs. Reed,
Mrs. Reed.
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Right?
yeah. Where
Yeah.
and he's the one who brought Jane to the
The
house,
house.
right?
Mm.
Yeah,
And actually, because Mr. Reed died in the red room, no one ever, no one ever entered that room again
yeah, the
until,
haunted room.
yeah, like everybody don't want to go to that room because they think it's haunted, and
Oh,
until,
scary.
yeah, kind of like scary, something like that.
Yes, scary.
Hmm.
Would you guys go in that room
I
if
know,
there
Skip,
is?
skip, skip.
if there is
I think I
maybe
would go.
like, yeah, ancient artifact, or not like ancient, really ancient, but like artifact that are really interesting too, maybe I would go, but who knows.
Nose.
Yeah. So next location,
Location is
or if
Lowood. Is that
Yeah,
right?
Luwood.
Lowood Institution.
Uh, I think
The
that's
second,
a charity school.
yeah,
this
Charity.
one,
yeah.
one of the worst location that I don't.
And this is
I mean, the
where
headmaster, Mr. I forget the name.
Brooke.
Yeah, Brooke something. I mean, it's
Brooke.
so
Something.
cruel. I
Yeah,
forgot the name about the
it's
I
okay,
can
it's
read the
headmaster.
okay.
name. It's
Yeah,
where Jane have to woke up earlier than usually, and then she have to go to the new school. And the
yeah,
first time she is so nervous about it, and after she arrived in Lowood School, she tries to adapt about the situation,
Yeah. When
like
when
they have
she
this
when
is
when she meets the Helen
washing
Helen Helen
washing
Burr,
the
Friends.
Helen Burr.
Helen. Yeah, Helen
Yeah,
Byrne,
her friends.
yeah she
her
is
first
met
friend,
with
right?
Yeah.
They both
I think
interested
that's
in
the
book.
only friend.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
only friend she has. Oh, that's so sad.
So sad. Yeah.
Like
And
I remember
finally,
the quote.
he also
Yeah, I remember
died.
not like the quote, but like really sad words from Helen. Like, Jane doesn't really believe in like kind of religion, and she just, hey, Helen said, like when she was like sick, really sick, and then she died in her arms. Like they
yes.
It's
like,
Yeah.
so deep,
yeah,
guys. It's so deep.
it's so heartwarming. Like, come on.
But I think I don't know if this is spoiler, but the ironic thing is later on Jane is become the one of the teacher
Yeah,
at
yeah,
Lowood.
It's like eight
So
years Jane in that school in Leawood, like Leawood Institution. Like,
Yeah, eight
yeah,
year.
8 year and then 2 years, 2 years for teaching, right?
Mm.
yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's sad or happy
Hmm.
or like it's just ironic. Like she uh got, I don't know,
First
got
friend.
bullied, got, yeah, got her first friend who died in her arm in that
Yeah,
school.
so sad.
Sad, sad.
And yeah, honestly, she moved from Leawood because the headmaster, I think the wait, I forgot the name.
It's
Like
ah,
like who is
it's
really kind?
Mr.
Miss who? Do you get any of you
Miss
forgot?
Miss
Oh,
Temple.
the teacher.
Yeah, the teacher who is really kind. I mean, she's the one who found
Mm,
I forgot
Helen
the
burned
name.
dead. Yeah, me too, right?
Oh,
And she
what's
basically she
her
just
name?
got a husband and then they moved, right? So Helen,
Maria.
no, no, not
Is it
Helen, but
Maria?
I forgot.
Maria.
That Miss Temple.
Temple.
Yeah,
Oh,
right, Miss
it's
Temple.
not it.
Mm,
Is it the teacher that you meant?
The teacher
maybe.
that gives the children bread and cheese.
Ah, oh yeah, yeah. For replacing the burnt soup,
They burn. Yeah,
burnt porridge.
Burnt,
Yeah.
porridge.
burnt show,
Ah,
Ah,
burnt
yeah,
Mm.
soup.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Ah, yeah. That one. Yeah. And because she moved from the Leawood institution, and uh, so Jane was a teacher, right? So she decided, oh, maybe it's time to change my life. And then she actually got a from Mr. Rochester. Wait, is that right?
Mr. Rochester or Edward
Yeah,
Rochester, I think.
Edward Rochester.
Right word. Orchestra.
She moved to Thornfield
Yes,
after she finished her school, and she have to went out from charity, yes, charity school. Yeah.
charity school. Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, that's true.
This is where she met with uh, Edward.
Yeah,
Mrs. Fire.
She became
Mrs. Firefax.
governor.
yeah, the housekeeper,
this is
and she,
where
Yeah.
she began
uh,
to fall in love with
yeah,
Mr. Rochester.
yeah. And funny enough, like the first time, she thinks that Mr. The housekeeper is actually the owner of the house.
Yeah.
Right.
When she got there, she found out that okay, she's not the owner of the house. She's just a housekeeper.
Mm.
And then she is
Housekeeper.
because of that she is really curious about the owner of the house, right? And the housekeeper said that he's peculiar. I mean, he is right,
Yeah,
kind of weird person. But all of the housekeepers admired him, and then move on.
but this when there's a scene where the Thornfield fire breaks at the Thornfield, and it almost killed Rochester. I forgot on chapter what is it, but James later saved Rochester
Processor.
from the fire.
Wait,
Oh, where Rochester falling down the candle
can yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
on the curtain.
yes,
Birthday.
yeah. But he didn't. The Rochester think that it was Grace Poole who saved him.
But before that, Jane got a bad dream, I think, when he slept.
Oh, yeah,
Before that occurred, uh, that happened. See, the last night, she slept and dream about it.
yeah, yeah. And you guess have anything to add, or should we next?
For the Thornfield, I think no. And also
Uh,
the funny, uh, when the first time Jane goes up the stairs, and she actually
Mhm.
thinks that the house is haunted because there's like a weird laugh. It's,
Ah,
oh,
yeah,
si Paul.
that's
Eh,
that's
I
really
forgot the
funny
name.
though. I forgot her
Who
name
is he?
too.
Who is he? Ker Paul. I
Grace.
forgot. Yeah, Grace Paul.
Yeah,
Graceful, graceful.
that's
Yes,
It's
graceful.
just an old lady, yeah, coughing, and then oh, is it a cough or like laughing?
Laughing. Maybe.
That's pretty weird though. Yeah, move on. I think that's all for Thornfield, right?
yeah,
And then Jane worried about married with Edward, I think.
yeah.
Edward once married with Jane, but Jane worried about it,
Mrs.
Ah,
Mrs. Mrs.
and
Rochester.
she thought that perhaps he already have another wife.
Yeah. Yeah. So next location is a more house, I think.
More
The
house.
reverse family home
More
at the
yeah,
house.
Moore House.
More house.
John.
So John, you guys, this is Saint John Rivers, right?
Mm.
House
Yeah.
when they took her back.
She ran away from Thornfield because uh, she knows about that who is that Edward
Mrs.
has married,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so she ran away and she doesn't bring money or
Food.
clothes, foods,
And
anything
the
else.
Rivers, yeah, and the Rivers family take her and the nurse take her back to for taking care of her in the Moore House.
See,
But
okay, Fide.
sorry, I thought I just want to say that it surprised me that it's actually her cousin, isn't it? Or did I?
Yes,
The S.T.
I think he
Jones.
is her cousin.
Yeah. He said
It,
that her mother's name is Irie, right?
yeah, but he just found it later after they took her, right? She, I mean,
So, what's your impression about this place, the Moore House, and maybe the others? Like, is it haunted, scary, beneficial for Jane? I don't know.
well, I think every place give me different, I don't know, impression. There's some place that I don't, I hate, and I don't think if I became James, I don't want to go back to the place like the school, for example.
Ah,
But yeah, but I think for Jane turning point, I think it's the Thornfield where she met uh Edward, and you know. So I think it's her turning point, and I think that's where the story at least became the life became good for her.
Yeah.
Hmm?
The first turning point,
The-
right?
yeah. The other, you guys maybe have other impression for other places, maybe.
Yeah,
Mm,
sure. Maybe who? Ellen?
I don't really have any impression for
Like so
the
so?
this place, but I think the Moore House is kind of a remote place. I do think so. That's all.
Ah,
Interesting
understandable.
place. The interesting place, I think, in Thornfield when uh, Jane and Edward prepare to marry it and go to the church.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you know the story?
Yeah, of course. And then,
And then we have, and then she met with, I forgot the name, brief, sorry, Bertha Mason. Bertha Mason, yes.
Well,
I
actually,
forget.
when Jen was in Thornfield, I thought the place was haunted because she heard a laugh from the upstairs. I thought it was haunted. Ah,
No, I think
Yeah, me
the
too.
who love in the house. I think it's Grace Poole.
Yeah, graceful.
maybe. Oh, she is, right?
So, because when I read the story, I guess that is a Grace Poole, but I don't know.
Yeah. So, what do you know about
Okay.
the time or the era where the story happened?
very old era
It's really
Yeah.
old here.
because the the carriage we use horse to as a transportation. Like that
Yeah.
was really old.
Yeah, they use horses.
Yeah, horse.
It's kind of old, yeah. Really old
I
fashioned.
think I think in the 20th century, it's they already used cars, so it's definitely before 20th century.
Yeah, of
They
course.
never like mention the timeline, so I don't quite sure about the
Yeah.
year.
Hmm.
The most logical thing is that it's like it's before 20th century. They still use
Yeah.
horses, and
Yeah.
yeah, it takes like 8 hours, right? From the Gates Head to the Bluewood. 8 hours or a day? I forgot. It's like no, no, no. I think it's like 20 hours or maybe 12 hours around that time.
It takes hours.
So many hours. Just say it like
So many
that.
hours.
Yeah, I think that's all for the setting.
Mhm.
Yeah, you guys want to add something for the setting, for the plot, maybe the locations?
No, I don't think.
No.
Yep.
Okay, okay. So now let's move to the characters.
Okay, so we're going to talk characters. So basically, there's only two characters, right? There's only Jane and who's this? Rochester. So what do you think about Jane?
Jane.
Hmm?
Well,
Mm,
obviously she's a protagonist character.
Yeah, true.
throughout the whole series, yeah,
Yeah.
and she's really brave. and
Yes.
brave, likes to read, and a little bit temperament maybe in her early age.
Yeah.
Temperament, but she
Probably.
doesn't really want to like hurt people at first. But yeah,
But
people can be angry.
she's an honest person, a hardship person, you know.
Yeah,
But she's
and
smart though.
yeah,
Yeah.
she's smart, but not really.
She is
Yeah,
stubborn too.
yeah, she's stubborn, and then but
Yeah,
I mean,
stubborn.
not really negative, but and then this is the good thing that I see for our main character, Jane Eyre, is that she's not afraid of leaving her comfort zone.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. She really wants to explore if she wants to.
Mm-hmm.
If she had chance, she has chance. Not afraid of like changing the metaphor of his life, like 180 degrees. She would do that.
But she's also like unstable while
Yeah.
choosing her plans.
Mm. What is your impression though about this character?
About her,
Yeah, about Jane Eyre. And maybe you like something from her, dislike something, likes and dislikes.
I think that's what I likes from her is because she try her best to teach children so that the children is educated. That's a good thing though.
Yeah,
Not
Yeah.
everyone can teach and not everyone want to teach each other.
yeah, like soft-hearted. What do you think?
And about Edward, maybe?
Hmm? Yeah,
Edward,
Uh, yeah, Edward.
oh yeah,
I think he is pretty
she,
wealthy, passionate man.
she, yes.
Sorry, he is pretty
Why?
wealthy, passionate man. I mean, like,
It's kind of peculiar,
um,
but okay. He's
yeah,
manly.
yeah. Yes, I am. Maybe you wanna add something.
And maybe Forrest, maybe Alan. I'm done.
Wait. Aku nggak punya kata-kata.
Sama aku dari tadi mikir apa.
Let's cut it.
Oh,
Itu loh,
really?
dia unpredictable, dia tuh apa,
Yes, I mean he
nggak
is, yeah.
bisa,
Yeah, yeah.
apa itu namanya, kapan bercanda, ini bercanda atau enggak tahu kan itu.
mm,
Miss,
Nah
Yes.
itu
You
ya,
still
aku
recording?
mikir
Yeah,
bahasa
this is
Inggrisnya
still
apa, apa.
recording.
Oh my god.
It's okay, it's
his
okay. It's okay.
Unpredictable.
his emotion is
Yeah,
unpredictable.
sometimes
Hmm.
and Mrs. Wait, who's the housekeeper?
Fire
The Jane,
Firefax.
yeah, Fairfax.
Fairfax.
Yeah, she
Firefax.
she also said that uh Edward Chester is kind of, we don't really know if he's being serious or joking.
Hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's so unpredictable.
That's a good thing. I mean, in the end, it's also unpredictable. Yeah. And then maybe, you know, what do you dislike about the Jane Eyre? Maybe. What do
What?
you guys dislike
Sorry,
about her?
about Jane.
Jane, yeah, about Jane.
Well, to be honest, at first don't like I don't like Jane directly. Like I think that she's too like she always take her situation.
Yeah,
Uh, I mean, she's not fight about her bad situation at first. Let me think. Okay, let's continue. And
why?
Adrian, please. Please
Yeah.
focus.
Yeah, I'm focused.
Let's
I'm focused right
let's
now.
stop the recording, please.
No, no, no. Let's go. Let's go.
Let's
Let's
just
go.
continue.
Let's just continue.
Okay,
And
so
then,
at first, I don't like. I think like Jane is too. Uh, I'm probably say weak
oh yeah, yeah.
because she accept the situation. Like she don't fight or uh like
And she
mad
actually,
about the situation
yeah,
at first.
overcome the situation, right?
Yeah, but it's later on.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's. I mean, if I be Jane, I probably would fight from the first, but I know the other thing it's maybe will become boring if she already show her powerful side in the beginning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
next.
What would you do if you were Jane? Maybe. Hey, Ellen, you've talked about that. What would you do if you were Jane?
If I were Jane, I will marry Richester anyway, even
Well,
though
that's through
he had
direct, I think.
Yeah.
a mad
Quickly
wife.
marry him.
Paliwa. Yeah. Yes, Saya? Any comments?
No, 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 no.
Oh my
Not
god.
this one.
Not this one?
Next.
Okay.
Maybe we should like next to the go to the next character.
Yeah, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah, do
How about
this.
Miss Raid?
Ah,
Miss
Oh,
Raid is
read.
always angry to Jane,
yeah,
and
not
she doesn't
supportive.
care Jane make a mistake or not. She always mad at Jane,
Yeah,
and she
she always the one who get blamed. Jane, I mean,
yes, that's right.
every time. Even
We
though,
basically hate this kind of people. So
yeah, I thought this character would be like Snape, Severus Snape in Harry Potter, but yeah, I don't think so. After reading chapter, yeah,
At least Snape has a great plot twist with his character.
yeah,
But Miss Reed is she's just cruel. She is a cruel aunt,
mm,
cruel person.
understandable. What do you dislike about the character? Whoa, that's a lot of things. I can see your brain.
Everything,
I can see your brain.
everything about her
Yeah.
is
I
I
mean,
dislike.
I mean, I mean, the impression from the beginning is, yeah. Hmm. But she actually pretty tegas. I don't know how to say that in English. I'm just gonna say it in Indonesian. Tegas,
Guys,
not
But
tegas, but tegas.
basically, she hated Jane.
hate hate
Yeah,
very much.
she hates Jane. And what about the supporting characters?
What generate?
Yes, John.
John
Yeah,
Raid or John
rude
Henry?
Jangan
boy.
bring
He is a rude boy.
He is
John.
the same person from John when he was
Linked, linked to Iris' mom. Yeah, I think he like that. Okay, what do you guys think about John?
well, I mean he's kind, I think for Jane.
Yeah,
So
and then what?
He,
Why?
well
Well, I think John Reed is pretty cruel, pretty rude actually. But it's actually pretty hard to describe his personality because it is not being told in the story that much. So it's kind of lack of information about John Reed
Mm,
himself.
understandable. What about the others?
Next character,
Hmm.
Next character we
oh,
haven't talked about.
oh,
Oh, no, no,
you
no.
mean
I think you guys know about the impression of this John Rivers. What about that?
oh,
I'm
The
still confused
impression?
about uh is it John Reed when she was young? It is the same person or not? I'm
Yeah,
still confused about the story
yeah.
because the story
Mm,
tells when he met with Jane, he told that Jane that is her cousin, his cousin.
mm,
So if he the same person that is so John Reed, it is the I think he is the temperamental person.
mm.
When I see the story when he was young, I guess.
Yes.
yeah.
Honestly, I don't know too. But how about John Reed in the first story? First scenes, like the early plot of the movie. I mean, not movie, but book. Yeah,
He wants to marry with Jane and
yeah.
go to India
India. Yeah. What?
to be
I
a
mean,
fighter
Yeah.
or
What do you like about this character?
Because even though he is rude, at least he wants to be the servant of God.
Ah, yeah. He's pretty religious.
Yeah.
Hmm.
well, for John Reed, uh, even though he really treat Jane nicely during her childhood, but later on he fell into like drinking and gambling, isn't it? And then he commits suicide midway through the novel,
Hmm.
and her mother eventually need to pay his debt. So I think it's pretty sad for her mother and himself.
Hmm.
But at least he's one of the person who treat Jane nicely. So
Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Sure. And what do you think, Faris?
Hmm. Same
Any
like
thoughts on
Fide.
the character? I mean, like
No, no, no.
dislikes, likes, maybe impression. John Reed or Jordan I Rivers, just make them one guy right now. Maybe what about
I
John
don't
Reed?
understand.
What about John Reed?
John.
John Reed, yes. Like the
I
early
forgot.
John. You forgot?
Oh, early. Yeah,
What about
forgot.
Saint John?
Good boy.
Boy. I am a
Religion.
good boy.
Boy.
Ah,
Very
yeah.
religious.
Okay.
John
next,
Reed on the beginning of the story.
Hmm.
He is stingy because
Stingy.
Jen,
Yeah. I
yeah,
would say
stingy
that
or
too, right?
stingy, no, pelit.
Stingy.
Because Jen wanted to borrow his book, but he took it from her.
Hmm. And then, which supporting? Oh, wait, we haven't talked about Mrs. Fairfax, right? Let's move on to her.
yeah.
Miss.
Adrian, maybe you should.
We should continue.
Uh,
Let's. Okay. Okay. About Miss Mrs. Fairfax, housekeeper of the House
Yeah.
of Thornfield, I guess. Is that right?
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, right.
Rochester,
Yeah,
Mr.
she's the
Rochester.
one
Rochester.
who has a mysterious laugh
Yeah,
that often her echoing. It's pretty
I think
creepy though. I mean, if you live in a big house, a castle, and then you have a someone laughing, echoing
the
through
Yeah.
the
rooftop
hall.
Horrible.
really scary,
horror,
right?
horror,
Horror,
horror.
horror.
Good person. She warning Jane when she has to marry with Rochester. She told to
She,
Jane, "Are you sure?
Are you sure? Yeah,
Will you marry with Rochester? Because the mood sometimes change the character, I guess."
yeah. Always changes. Not always, but yeah, often. What What is your impression to this character, Mrs. Fairfax? Is it like scary, scary old woman,
No, I think
soft woman.
soft woman? Yeah.
I think
Mm,
she's soft to Jane.
It just,
really
uh,
kind.
it just because her like they describe her the mysterious laugh give me kind of weird vibe from her. But I think she's okay. She's a nice old woman. She's
Yeah.
like a regular housekeeper, I think.
What do you like about this character, Mrs. Fairfax? And maybe the dislike right away, like and dislike.
I don't I don't dislike her. I just found her quite weird. That's all.
Okay.
But
And
she's okay.
I think it's too old to her in her age to be a housekeeper.
mm,
She is too
It's
old.
too professional.
I mean, she's professional, right? Professional housekeeper. Is that a thing though?
Maybe. I
Is
think she
there?
already worked in the cornfield quite long. That's
Mm,
why she is pretty old.
yeah. I
Next,
think. Is
uh,
there any other supportive character?
um, I like Mrs. Temple, Maria Temple.
Hmm. She's really kind.
Yeah, Jane and Helen teachers.
Is there a picture about
Maybe
that? Yes, I am. But frankly speaking, uh, yeah, she just wants the students to be not only independent but also have morality. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Hmm. And she was really kind to replace the porridge, burn porridge to bread and cheese, I guess. Forgot.
Just
Hmm. What do you think, guys? I
Yeah,
think is that all for the characters, main characters and supporting characters? Is that all?
I
I
yeah, I
think
think
that's enough.
that's all.
Yeah, that's all right. So let's move on to your to plot favorite plot event. Okay. Okay, so now we are going to discuss about our favorite plot or event. And what is your favorite event, guys, or the occasion in this book? Like maybe favorite scene, the one who you really like, that you really like. I mean,
should we go in
which one?
order?
What?
Like, should we go in order?
Not really. Just go. For me, the one who I really like, the scene which I really like is the Helen part when the Helen died. I mean, I know that's not so good, but that's pretty heartwarming, you know.
Mm,
Mm,
yeah, that's true.
it's so
Yeah,
sad.
it's
that
it that scene touched me so hard. I mean, also the narrative one, you know, like she
Mm,
died in her arms, and the Mrs. Stem blah 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 found Helen and Jane laying in the bed, and Helen died in her arms. Hey, Helen's,
Oh,
hey, you'll be on heaven. Hey, will we meet again? Something like that. That's pretty touching. What about yours, guys?
I think I like the part when Jane and Rochester married and suddenly someone discovered that Rochester is actually still having a wife.
Oh,
I
why?
mean, like, I was about to be happy. No, I mean, I was happy because of their marriage, and then suddenly something dramatic, like, I mean, the Rochester show to the other people that yes, he still has a wife look
Yeah.
in his castle.
Hmm.
I think that's pretty dramatic.
What about Yesayas or Faris or Fide?
for me, it's when Jane come back with apa? Come back with Rochester in the
Thornfield?
in his another village or house
Warehouse?
in the wood.
for
so
me, I think, well, Helen's death touched everybody's heart, but also Rochester proposed, even though it's kind of like shocking. And Ellen is also, sorry, Jane. Jane is also pretty like shocked when he confesses love. But I mean, I'm quite happy that he accept his propose, and yeah, they finally prepare their marriage and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I think Yesaya
It's
haven't
Yesayas' turn, right?
told.
I also have the favorite scenes with Paris. That is when Rochester married with Jane. That she even though Edward blind, but Jane still love to Edward, and she got married. maybe a weeks ago, or and then she have a child, and one of Edward eyes is
Return.
returned, and even though it's still blur, I think.
Yes, yes.
It's still blur. Blur.
Still blurry, right?
Mm.
Why do you like that?
I don't know.
And we're talking about the favorite events, right? But what event do you guys not feeling good about? Like you dislike this event? Which one? If there is any. For me, there is no, there is nothing.
The
I mean, it's all
dislike
fine, not pretty
event.
annoying. I do not dislike the scenes.
Yeah, I think every plot happened for a reason. So
Hmm.
uh, you know, I don't dislike everything.
Yeah.
You just meant something.
Yes. So yeah, I think that's all for favorite events. What about? Do you guys have any? Ellen, Yesaya, and Faris? Any dislike events? Event that you dislike? You're not
I
Can you
talking,
hear
think
my
Yesaya.
voice?
Oh yeah, yeah. Now I can.
Oh,
I
I
think I
have
don't have any dislike part in the story.
Hmm. Yesaya?
my dislike part, that is when Jane was young, was a child, that she still like she lived in Red Mr. Reed house, and Mr. Reed always blame to her, sorry,
Hmm. It's
and
pretty annoying, right?
that's right,
Yeah.
and the children always bullying her every
Hmm.
day.
Even harassing, physical things,
Like
Physical
a simple
physical
thing
attack.
that she do. She is that Mr. Reed, Mrs. Reed always blame to him, to her. Sorry.
Okay. So now the favorite event is already covered. So let's go to the lessons. What do you guys learn from the story?
Hmm.
The lesson maybe for me is don't afraid to get out from your comfort zone and
Mm.
just experience, just enjoy your life and do many things well you can. That's for me though. What about you guys? Okay. I think the supporting parts of my statement that I learned from this story is that don't be afraid of like getting out of your comfort zone is when Jane is constantly moving to like I want to try this, I want to try this, or maybe I'm gonna change my life like to the Luwood and then to the Thornfield. I think yeah, Thornfield. And she just doesn't afraid. She wants to try new things, and yeah, that's it. And then next,
For
I think the lesson that I can get from the story is always treat always treat people well. Don't be cruel or being rude to anybody. Yeah, that's all.
AI.
Yeah, go ahead.
The lesson that I have got, that is, live your own life. Don't worry about what others think is dignify, and respect yourself. You are a powerful, free human being, and how to learn to forgive someone else. That's enough.
Yeah,
For me, mm, just just do whatever you want. Just do whatever you want.
that's all.
Uh,
Okay,
for
Bide.
me, for me, is don't pretend to be happy for other people
Yeah,
sake. Like for the events, like when creepy, there's a scene where a guy on the street saying that you should smile, girl. You know, even the little Jenny, Jane had a rough childhood and she got a cruel relative, but she don't let other people to define what she's supposed to feel. So that, yeah.
so I think that's all for the lessons, for the lessons that we can learn from this book or the story novel. And I think that's all for this video. Thank you for watching and see you next time.
Yeah.